Hello everyone! Because I really like the Persugyo series and Yugi, I will have a Dark Magician deck profile again for this video. In my last Dark Magician deck profile, I said that I will include cards coming from the Rise of the Duelist booster box. Let's see what are the cards that I put on into this Dark Magician deck, and what are the new cards that I also included here on this deck. So first, for the main deck, we have 3 copies of the Ultimate Wizard in terms of attack and defense, the Dark Magician. We also have this, the Magician's Rod, the searcher for this deck. Then we have the Magician's Soul. And we have Mahad. On my last Dark Magician deck profile, I have Mana, but now I have Mahad. Then one of the new cards that I include on this deck, we have here 2 copies of Ecclesia the Dragma Saint. So the Dragma is a new archetype coming from the Rise of the Duelist booster box, and this archetype really hates the extra deck because you need to send cards coming from your extra deck to the graveyard to activate the effects of these cards, or you need to have a extra deck monster from in the field or in the graveyard. So, for this card, the attribute, it's a light attribute monster. If level 4 monster, and with an attack of 1,500 and defense also of 1,500. So, for this card, the effect of this card is, if there's a monster, if there's a special summon monster coming from the extra deck in the field, you can special summon this card, and if this card is normal summon or special summon, you can add 1 Dragma card to your hand. And this card, and for the rest of the turn, you cannot special summon monster from the extra deck, and this card cannot be destroyed by monster from the extra deck. So if it's battling a Fusion, Exist, Synchro Link, this card cannot be destroyed. You can use the effect of this card. You can special summon this card, and you can add once per turn. And another Dragma card, we have here the Fleur, the Dragma Knight. For this card, it has a light attribute also, and this card is 8-star monster with an attack of 2,500 and defense of 2,500. So, just like the Ecclesia, if there's a monster coming from the extra deck in the field. If there's a special summon monster from the extra deck in the field, you can special summon this card. And if there's a Dragma monster in the field, you can target one monster of your opponent and negate its effect. And if a Dragma monster attacks, your Dragma monsters will have an additional attack points of 500. And another Dragma card, we have here the Maximus Dragma. So, how many stars? So, this one is also a light attribute monster with an 8 star. But the attack of this monster in the first two Dragma monsters that I include in my deck has the same attack points and defense points. For this card, it has an attack power of 1,500 and defense power of 3,000. So for this card, you can special summon this card by banishing one extra deck monster from your graveyard and during your main phase, you can send 2 monsters coming from your extra deck to your graveyard, and then also your opponent will send 2 monsters coming from his or her extra deck to the graveyard. And for the rest of the turn, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck. Then we have the Red Eyes Black Dragon, 2 Ash Blossoms, 3 Dark Magical Circle, then 3 Soul Servant, 1 Instant Fusion, 1 Secrets of Dark Magic, 1 Red Eyes Fusion, 1 Magicalized Fusion, and another Dragma card. We have here the Disciples of Nadir. So for this card, so you can send 1 monster from your extra deck with an attack, and then add 1 Dragma monster or Nullius Pilius, Albus Bastard from your deck or from your graveyard with an attack equal or lower than the attack power of the send monster. And then for the rest of the turn, you cannot special summon monster coming from your extra deck. Then another new card from the Rise of the Duelist, we have here 3 tactical talents. So for you to activate the effect of this card during your main phase, you need your opponent to activate a effect monster during your turn, and then you can activate one of its effect. So one of its effect, you can draw 2 cards like the Pot of Greed. Then you can take control of your opponent monster until the end of your turn. And then lastly, you can look at the hand cards of your opponent and then choose one card and then shuffle it back to your opponent's deck. A very nice card. Hopefully, Konami won't ban that card on the next ban list. So we have 2 Called by the Grave. Then 2 Eternal Soul. 1 Magician's Navigation. Then 2 Dragma Punishment. Another Dragma card. So for this card, you will target one of your opponent monster. Then you can send one monster coming from your extra deck with an attack equal or lower than the targeted monster, and then you can destroy that monster. But until the end of your next turn, you cannot special summon monster coming from the extra deck. That's the consequence if you activate this card. So if your deck is a extra deck reliant, most likely it will hurt your combos. Then lastly, we have 2 copies of Solemn Judgment. For our extra deck, we have again this Thousand Iris Trick. One Starving Venom Fusion Dragon. Then another new card, we have 2 copies of Ashen, the Bastard Dragon. So this card is the fusion material for this card, is 1 Albus, the Nullius Pilius, and 1 monster that has an attack of 2,500. So you can use Dark Magician or this one. And this card gains additional 100 attack points times the level of the monster used as its fusion material, another fusion material. So we have here for example, we have here the Dark Magician. If we fuse it with the Albus, the Nullius Pilius. So before anything else, let's see the Albus. What is the looks of that card? Wait. So this is the Albus. Hopefully you can see. Another new card coming from the Rise of Duelists. This card will gain additional 100 attack points times the level of that monster. So if Dark Magician is level 7 times 100, so this card will gain additional 700 points. So the attack points of this card is 2,500 with the defense points of 2,000. So this card will have an attack of 3,200 if you use a level 7 monster. And this card is an effect if this card is special summon, or what I mean, at the turn this card was summoned, This card is unaffected by card effects. And when this card is sent to the graveyard, at the end of the turn, this card was sent to the graveyard, you can add one Dragma card or Albus, the Albus Bastard card to your hand. Then we have the Dark Magicians, one copy of Dark Magician the Dragonite, one Dragoon, again the most powerful card in Dark Magician deck up until to this moment. Then one Quintet Magician, one Ebon Illusion Magician, one number 11 Big Eye, then one Witch Apprentice. So we also have again the Predaplant Verte Anaconda, then we have the Nightmare Phoenix, the Nightmare Unicorn, and lastly for our extra deck we have the Black Luster, Link, and that's all for our extra deck. So now let's try to have a test hand for this deck. So let's shuffle this deck first. See what is our hand cards for this deck. So we don't have any new cards here. So we have the Instant Fusion, Solemn Judgment, Dark Magical Circle, and this Dark Magician. So let's try first to have the Instant Fusion. So less 1,000 for us to special summon level 5 or lower extra fusion monster. Then we activate this card. And let's see, there's a Dark Magician card, so we have here this one. So maybe we can pick this one and then change this to this. Then I will activate this, the Secrets of Dark Magic. Then we will fusion summon the Dark Magicians. So we already have the Dark Magicians. Let's have that one here. Then I will set one card and that will end my turn. Not bad, because if your opponent, or if I will activate a spell card or a trap card, the effect of the Dark Magicians would make me draw a card. So we have a trap card, so we can set this and activate this card also on that turn, and that would make us summon the Dark Magician. Then because we summon Dark Magician, the Dark Magical Circle will activate. So maybe not a bad draw for this hand card, for that starting hand card. And before we end this video, because I don't have the Elder Entity, I don't know how to pronounce that entities. Hopefully I could have 2 copies of that card because of its effect. because of the effects of the Dragma that I need to send monsters from my extra deck, I could send that card to the graveyard and activate the effect of that card that you can destroy one card of your opponent. And that's all for now. Hopefully you like this video. If you do have any comments, suggestions, and anything that you want to clarify with this video, please write it in the comment section. And please support this YouTube channel of mine by subscribing and by liking this video. And that's all for now. And hopefully we make many more videos about many more videos that we can make with this YouTube channel. And stay safe everyone, and bye bye.